Welcome to Broken Tusk Rising, a Pathfinder 2nd Edition actual play in the Galarian campaign setting. We're playing through the Quest for the Frozen Flame adventure path.
I'm Jessica, and I'm playing Zancath, the halfling fighter.
This is Josh, and I'm playing Ivan, an orc fighter and former crusader.
I'm Ashley, and I play Aklep the Druid, a former member of the Burning Mammoth.
I'm Pavel, and I'm playing Lucalo, the skeleton sorcerer.
Last time on Broken Tusk Rising, the scouts and Ivan went to perform another task for the crusaders living in the forest in Lost Mammoth Valley. They made their way to a nearby lake that Ashen Swale's necromancers had been poisoning, hoping to drive the necromancers away. They met soldiers managing a bonfire used for burning corpses, and were directed to a nearby battlefield where their leader, Bodil, was searching for more bodies to burn. They found Bodil fighting several skeletons while a necromancer and her undead monster looked on. The heroes went to the aid of Bodil, of course, which caused the necromancer to enter the fight. The Broken Tusk scouts acquitted themselves well, and now they are catching their breath as Bodil, a goblin, walks over to them. "Thank you for your help, Sergeant. The commander will be pleased to be rid of another villainous necromancer. Who are your friends?"
You are welcome. Introduce yourselves to Bodil, please.
Hi, I'm Lou.
I'm Zancath.
And you, my burned friend.
Aklep.
And your smoldering companion.
Aklep looks at Grifka
Grifka burns.
and then shakes his head.
Very well, I am Bodil. Friends, we need to haul these corpses over to the pyre. Through our valiant actions, we have been able to keep the necromancers away from the water for a couple of weeks now. And with Ioma Day's blessing, the water will start to clear up soon. He looks around the area. So that's the woman you just killed, plus the Megaloceros, the 4 skeletons, and there are 3 other Sutaki corpses that I found. Let us get to work. And he drops his staff and begins searching the corpses. Let's make sure there's nothing important, and then take the bodies to the pyre. It will take the necromancers a few days to realize we've defeated one of theirs, and we will use that time to advance and hold a point further up the river. That should make it harder for them to poison the lake.
Where are all the necromancers coming from?
The east. They have a village, and Ashen Swale has some kind of fortress or tower. He's searching the necromancer. She has a light mace, a robe, and a spell book. And he holds up the spell book. Anyone have any use for a book of spells?
I'll take a look. And Lou's gonna walk over and, extend his bony hand.
I don't think you can actually learn spells from a spell book, though, as a sorcerer.
No, I can't learn spells from it, but I want to flip through it, see if maybe she left any notes in there, anything useful.
I'm going to let you make an Arcana check.
Arcana check. I am trained in Arcana, which is good.
Let us see pictures.
Yep, but I'm not trained well enough.
Must be pretty cool drawings.
Unfortunately, it looks like just an ordinary spellbook to you. There doesn't seem anything special about it, but you do know it has a bunch of spells in it. I mean, it has a bunch of spells, and you can guess that they're probably based in necromancy.
Yep, this looks like a book of spooky stuff. Maybe somebody at the following can read this and figure something out.
Bodil takes a closer look at you and says, "Oh dear, am I the only one seeing an undead among us?"
No, you're not the only one, but he is an exception to the rule. He's fine.
He's fine.
I'm more than fine. I'm great and friendly.
He is, in fact, great. I'm sorry. You are correct, Lou. Great.
Why are they trying to poison the lake?
Well, they don't like us very much. I think they're trying to drive us out of the forest.
Why don't they like you?
Oh, well, we're not the biggest fans of undead, and we don't bend the knee to the necromancer or the dragon. And so they're trying to drive us out into the open.
Well, that makes sense.
Do you have any idea how many are at this town or this fortress?
No, we've never been there. However, there must be quite a few in the village. I mean, it's quite a settlement, is what we've heard from the few Sutaki that we've spoken with without battle. As far as the tower is concerned, I would guess there must be at least a dozen necromancers, and probably a horde of undead.
a problem for another day, then.
Indeed.
Did you find anything else on her?
He's found a few other things. Let's see here. He also gives you a potion that he's found. He says, I believe this is an invisibility potion. And there are a few other items that we've scrounged up back at the pyre, and you're welcome to them.
Oh,
Sweet.
thank you. That's very kind.
If you'll help me take these bodies there so we can dispose of them.
Of course.
Sure. Yes.
Aklep helps.
I will get started right away.
Obviously, that was an order for you, Sergeant.
Oh, yeah.
I assume you're going to somehow drag the bodies. Maybe you can make a travois.
Yeah, I'd say we make something to pull them, because I'm little, can't carry a lot.
Lou just grabs the skeleton by the feet and
You need
starts.
to use your back. All of your back.
I got a 27 on
Okay.
crafting.
Oh, yeah, the DC was very low, and that's a critical success. And then some. You build an excellent travois, maybe a couple of them, and you're able to drag the bodies, including the dead moose, which Bodil referred to as a megaloceros. You drag them to the camp where the pyre is going. And the soldiers there are excited to see you and excited to see Bodil. Bodil invites you to share the camp for that evening if you want. They have to monitor the pyre, make sure the fire doesn't spread anywhere, like into the forest, and make sure that nobody tries to put it out. He gives you some more items that have been recovered from the bodies of Sutaki and former crusaders on the battlefield. He gives you a scroll of acid arrow, 3 bottles of holy water.
Ooh.
Holy water does 1d6 spirit damage and 1 spirit splash damage to creatures with the undead trait.
Keep that stuff away from me.
And he gives you a blessed ampule.
Does it make you sound like Brian Blessed?
That would be cool, but no.
Oh, that's why Bodil sounds like that.
Oh, okay.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
It makes a weapon's damage count as good, which is great for fighting demons.
I really don't like that environmental foreshadowing.
I mean, it was bound to happen at some point.
You've already fought a demon.
Yes. It was bound to happen more.
And with that, the former crusaders settle down around the fire. Occasionally they feed it with additional wood. They've got these corpses that they periodically pile onto it. What do you want to do? You've got the evening to rest, or I guess you could march straight back, but Bodil has invited you to join them at the camp.
Is that really all we were... Okay. I really assumed there would be more to this, but... Okay.
Thought we're supposed to help unpollute the water.
And he did mention that they want to make their way up the river, too.
Yeah.
How would you do that? Does this unpollution, you say? The solution to pollution is dilution, is always what we were told.
Indeed, well put, Sergeant.
Quite a mouthful.
Yes, you just keep polluting and spreading it around. It's easy.
I don't...
I feel like you were taught wrong.
I don't think that's... Yes.
Oh. Okay.
Well, our goal is simply to stop them from polluting it, and eventually the natural functions of the river and the lake will purify themselves. I'm afraid we don't have a sufficiently powerful priest to purify an entire lake.
Sure, I imagine that's difficult to come by.
I don't suppose you have a priest that can talk with the dead, do you?
A priest that can talk with the dead. No, I'm afraid our remaining priest is, I do not believe, capable of that. Why?
Well, if the lady's not fully burnt up yet, she might have some good information for us if we could somehow, No, I don't want to say raise her because, I know how you feel about that. But if she has something she knew, that might be good to get, out of her.
Well, I suppose if you had questions, the sergeant and I could try to answer them.
Well, I think that I wanted to ask her about the necromancers, You guys have a good estimate, but, some actual numbers would be good to know. Any maybe weaknesses that they have. Any goals beyond just rule the valley and raise an undead, army.
It's my understanding that they do whatever the dragon says.
Still, it would be good to get more information directly from them. I regret killing her when I did, but, heat of the battle and all.
No, do not regret. It was solid kill. Good job.
Indeed, well done. Yes, you acquitted yourselves very well. Very impressive. So, who are all of you? What's your story? You're new to the valley.
Oh, yes, we are new to the valley. We are part of a following that just entered the valley. We're trying to make our way across, but as you can imagine, that is not as simple as it might have once been.
Well, I suppose it's never been simple while we were here. It's always been crowded. There are dragons and locals and necromancers and fey creatures in the forest and worms, and it's quite dangerous. My father would like to find a way out, I think, but we haven't been able to find one. The valley is ringed by these mountains with seemingly permanent winter storms that we cannot get through.
I imagine that's a consequence of the dragon, but I don't know that for sure. Our following many years ago used to come through this way regularly. We have not in recent times, but if we can find where their path leads, we can presumably find a way out. But I do imagine we'll have to go through the necromancer and the dragon before that.
Perhaps we should join forces.
Already in the process, I've spoken to your father, and we're running some errands for him in exchange for teaming up. So perhaps after this, we will have a alliance to work with.
Excellent. Now, was there something that Lou wanted to do at camp?
He did. Once everyone kind of settles down for the night, he is going to sit by the fire and he's going to take out his shield. And if he doesn't have a dagger, he's going to borrow one from someone. And he's going to start carving. Yeah, he does have a dagger. He's going to start trying to carve a name into his shield. Just like Ivan's has covered the names, he's going to start slowly trying to carve out a name into his. Yeah, you can see that he's carving the name Corgo into the shield.
All right, why don't we make a crafting check just to see how well that goes?
Oh, boy. Josh, I'm sorry if this turns out terrible. It's an 11. I hope I spelled it right.
Yeah, I mean, it's legible.
Yeah, all right.
Lou thinks a lot of us are going to die.
It looks like maybe kindergartner made, but nice.
I think this is the first time I've ever written anything down. He meant a lot to me. He was my best friend for, I think, maybe 2 days.
Whoa, that is big time commitment, bro. Incredible.
I mean, before that, I've never had a friend at all. I've never even really spent time with anyone except for, the necromancer who raised me, and that was, it was a complicated relationship. I'm not carving his name on the shield.
Well,
is there anything anybody wants to ask Bodil about, or the soldiers? What was the soldier's name?
Pebbles, Severin,
yep.
and Theldred.
That's right. So Pebbles
Pebbles
says, excuse me, sir, but these are our strangers, and you know how I feel about them. And so I was wondering, the sergeant says it's okay to be friendly with them, but I want to make sure that since you outrank him, that you're okay with that. And Bodil is a little unsure what to make of this. He looks maybe a little irritated by Pebbles. And he says, it's all right, Pebbles, it's all right. If the sergeant says they're all right, then it's fine. We'll all go back to the fort, and I'm sure that if there are any problems, the commander will make it clear. If you say so, sir. Hate strangers.
Freaking Pebbles.
yes, my word should go anyway. I mean, come on. Bodil is clearly a nepotism hire here. So we've looked past it for a long time, but,
Ivan, such a kidder.
Yes, I kid.
If he'd actually meant that, he probably would have been killed.
I am not a big fan of running, but these new people came through somewhere. Perhaps, crusaders could escape valley through cave. Or was it? It was cave, yes? You did not teleport or whatever.
Oh, no, it was a cave, but I'm fairly certain that we left a rather large avalanche behind us. I'm not sure there would be very far to go, and an angry other following, so I'm not sure that would be the best direction to go either.
That sounds bad.
to be clear here, you say you came into the valley through a cave system with an avalanche on the other side, and on the other side of the avalanche is an angry army.
That is correct.
Oh, dear. Well, I suppose we'd better head east. Unless, I don't know, what would be better, to confront an army or the dragon and her necromancers?
I mean, honestly...
Avoid both,
both sound
preferably.
bad. Yes.
We're looking for a way out of the valley without the dragon seeing.
I see.
We should fight both at the same time.
All right, Sergeant, calm down.
Okay.
The Sergeant has a bit of a death wish, I think.
What if we make them fight each other?
I mean, it would be cool.
That is a possibility. Perhaps we could set them against each other. Well, in any case, I suggest you all get a good night's sleep. Tomorrow we're going back to the fort. We'll see what the commander wants to do next. And with that, unless anyone has anything else they want to do...
Well, I have a question for you.
Yes,
I assume the Blessed Ampule is a one-time use thing?
that's correct.
Okay. I just wasn't sure.
Yep, it's a consumable. You should be able to find it
Yeah.
in the compendium.
I don't fight with weapons, therefore I think it's going to be a Ivan or Zancath thing.
Yeah.
Yes, let us decide who is having what so they can put it on character sheets so we do not forget we have things.
That's a good idea.
We would never forget we have things.
All right, so who wants the Scroll of Acid Arrow? That sounds like a Lou thing.
I'll take that. How do scrolls work? Is it just an action to use it and cast a spell written inside?
It's 2 actions, just like the spell itself.
Okay.
And the invisibility potion, that sounds like a Zancath thing.
I mean, it does, but I'm already pretty good at sneaking, so I'm not sure that I am the optimum one to have it. So, I don't know about that one.
But maybe you are sneaking and get caught, and then the potion helps you get out.
That's smart.
I mean, you could make the same argument for any of us. Anybody gets caught and then needs to get out. I'll take it if that's what the group wants, but I'm not sure I'm the best option. But I will take it.
I feel like you're usually the one scouting ahead. So I think Ivan has a good point.
That's true.
Yes, as long as Lou carries all 3 bottles of holy water, I am fine with whatever we decide.
No thanks. I'm trying to cut down.
Come on, you look like you need bath.
Yeah, but that stuff will kill me. I mean, again.
What if you drink poison water? What happened?
You know what? That's a good question. I honestly don't know.
Maybe you are like filter. Maybe you are answer all along.
You know what? I don't think I want to try that. Plus, I'm just one little skeleton. I don't think I can really dilute the lake much.
Okay, that's fine.
What about the 3 bottles of holy water, then? That should go to someone who can throw them.
How does throwing work? I don't think that's... is it dex or is it
It's
strength?
Dex. It should be Dex, I think.
Oh.
I feel like we should split up amongst the 3 of you. That way each of you has one.
This sounds really smart-like thing. Good idea.
Yes, I agree. Let's spread those. Everybody but Lou gets one.
Just be very careful where you throw that, okay?
I've got a potency rune on my sword. I assume that means I can damage a demon, but not do, like, extra... I'm trying to... do you have anything on your weapon, Josh?
I have many weapons, but none is totally cool and special. When I was born in someone's imagination, they metagamed pretty heavily and thought they were going to get a magic sword, but that has not happened.
We do have
I mean...
cool, fancy sword, but not on us.
Unfortunately, it was a bit heavy for us to carry around, so we sent it back to the following. Perhaps that should be our next stop once we get back to the commander.
What is, you were speaking of potency? What? Potent what?
Oh, it's just my sword's a little better. It's just, like, if I were to put a number to it, I suppose I would say it was a +1 potency.
Oh, okay. Yes, magic. Cool.
Yes. And in that case, I'd say, why don't you take the Blessed Ampule for now, and if we need to shuffle that around, we can.
That sounds cool. It is. How does it work? It is Is it temporary health disease? I'm reading item right now.
I mean, it is temporary.
It's called, consumable. Okay, maybe it only works a little bit.
You put it on your weapon and you stab or slash or whatever things.
It only contains a drop of holy water, but I have this whole thing of holy water.
So could we use our just regular holy water and put it on our weapons?
I could use, holy water. Maybe the blessed ampule has in itself special property that makes it work for a weapon better. I don't know.
Yeah, so this is something it's like an oil that you would rub on your weapon.
That is pretty cool. Spirit damage, that sounds awesome.
I assume you're an expert with your weapons?
Of course, yes. Yes, I will hold on to this. This is neat.
Okay. So, anything else you need to work on while you're in camp?
I need healing, so we should spend 30 minutes rolling for heals.
We gotta save that for the Patreon episode.
Yes.
Can it only... Okay, so I know that once I do at least battle medicine, I'm not sure about the other kinds, on somebody, they're immune to it for an hour.
That's just
Does that
battle
mean they're
medicine.
immune to mine? It's been a minute since we've actually done healing.
Yeah. I assume it's kind of like guidance, where you're immune to any other sources.
Treat wounds. You spend 10 minutes treating one injured living creature. The target is temporarily immune to treat wounds for 1 hour.
Okay. But you can do a longer version of treat wounds, right? Am I making that up?
I mean, you can just do it again the next hour.
I thought there was a way to double...
If you do it for an hour, you double the amount healed.
If you treat it for a total of 1 hour, double the hit point it regains from treat wounds. Okay. If you want us to roll, we can, but...
For what's worth, I think I have some feats that basically give me an automatic 19 to medicine checks, if I'm reading this correctly.
Nice.
But maybe I don't understand what my proficiency bonus is.
Please explain how you cheat at game.
Yeah, Mike, do you mind muting your headphones for a second?
I'm going to need you to take the headphones off entirely. I don't trust you to just, mute them.
Yeah, I have the Assurance Medicine feat, and it says that I choose a skill I'm trained in. I can forego rolling a skill check for that skill to instead receive a result of 10 plus your proficiency bonus. I don't know if that means just my medicine skill bonus, or proficiency bonus is like like in D&D, like a flat number somewhere on my character sheet.
I think it's like D&D. It's like 5
Where?
instead of the full 9.
Oh, it depends on how trained you are. So, let's see.
I am trained. Oh, that's just a +1, huh?
You're trained in medicine?
So you're trained in medicine, so that's a +2.
Oh, +2. Okay, well, that's just a 12 then. Then in that case, never mind. Man, I thought that was really more useful when I picked that first.
Well, it eventually will be.
That's true.
When you become expert, it will be +4. When you become master, it'll be +6.
That's a while from now. That's okay. Lou's going to night school for, medicine.
Okay.
Do you live forever, Lou? Are you, immortal? Or what? What's the deal?
I genuinely have no idea.
Okay.
I mean, hopefully, I try to be optimistic about it.
That was the only question I have. Wondering if you are even killable.
Oh, I'm definitely killable.
Maybe you should be on front line. Maybe you should hold shield and fight, and I will stand behind you.
No, I'm definitely killable. Do you remember those 4 skeletons?
Do we have an immortal undead?
I mean, I think I'm immortal as long as I don't die, which I guess is true of everyone.
That is confusing.
Well, okay, so that's one of the things I really wanted to ask that lady about until she died. But you know how we kill the skeletons? They're just like me. They're just not free for whatever reason. I don't know why I'm like this.
Oh, I see. Do you feel pain?
Yeah,
Do you?
please don't test that.
Oh. Okay. I'll take your word for it. I just don't understand.
Yeah, I know it's weird. I don't have any nerves or anything. I don't know how it works, but yeah, it definitely hurts every time I get hit. Little bits of bone come chipping off.
Magic stuff.
Yeah, it's unpleasant.
Well, at this point, the soldiers have all gone to sleep, and Bodil stays up keeping watch for a while. And you sleep through the night. The soldiers take shifts, and it's a peaceful night's rest. I'm going to assume you're able to fully heal up with all that time to recover, and you weren't even all that badly wounded to begin with.
I was hit by critical.
That's true.
Pretty,
Oh, yeah.
pretty lame.
One of us was really hurt.
But only you. I mean, everybody else was only barely hurt. So,
I don't point out how bad I am at this game. It hurts my feelings.
well, I mean, you're the fighter. You're going to take the biggest hits.
It is true.
You return to camp the next day. Bodil and Ivan lead you back through the entrance. The guards open the gates, and you're led back to that underground headquarters where Commander Montgrim is very happy with the outcome. Very well. You've done all we asked. We shall hold up our end of the bargain. Lead your group here. We can shelter them in the forest, and with the work you've done, it should be safer than ever. I recommend that your group keep to the trees as much as possible. Vair should be able to handle it pretty easily, assuming she is still with them. And he leans forward to Zancath and then speaks in a lower voice. When you are ready to make a push out of the valley, come get us or send for us. If you need to send a message in the future, our passphrase will be fire and ice. If you send a courier, try to work the phrase into a written message so that it sounds natural. We don't want someone else figuring out the passphrase.
Of course.
He then begins barking orders to his men, telling them to begin construction on some new structures and expanding the stockade. But then he suddenly stops, and then, as if remembering something, turns to Ivan. Sergeant, I appoint you as our liaison with these newcomers. Represent our interests, but also remember that we can help them. And don't get killed. We've already lost too many.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. I can do this.
I'm sure you can, Sergeant. And now, you need to decide what you're going to do next. I should remind you of some things that you have going on. You need to return to the following and tell Vair to lead them to the Crusader camp. Those spirits at the stone circle told you to return him, and Lou had a vision of someone being carried into the mountains and dropped into a griffin nest, presumably to be eaten. The dryad in the enormous tree asked you to take a seed to her brother on the other side of the mountain in the middle of the valley. The mountain's in the middle of the valley, not her brother, that is. You've been tasked with generally exploring the valley and making a path for the following. Am I forgetting anything?
Don't think so.
Yeah, those are about it.
All right, well, what do you want to do? I'm going to move your map token because you are now in the southern part of the forest.
Could you remind me which direction the griffins were?
The clearing was here on the map.
Okay.
So to your northwest. And you know that the griffins carried the person somewhere to the southwest of there. So somewhere in this direction.
And where is the following currently?
They're like right there, those mountains.
Exactly. The following is up with Vair in the forest on the side of this mountain up to the north.
I think that's the makes the most sense to go to the following. Get all that cool armor and stuff for Ivan, and then let the following move to safety, and then we do the other stuff.
Agreed.
I think you're right. I think we could have Vair lead them to the Crusaders, so we don't necessarily need to go with them all the way back to the Crusaders. We could veer off to deal with the Griffins.
Yeah, we give them an update, and we get our cool weapons, because there's no reason to go fight Griffins without at least a cool weapon and a breastplate.
Okay. You begin moving which way? Do you want to move northwest, or do you want to move straight north?
I think it makes sense to retrace the path we took here, just for safety reasons, because we're familiar with it.
Yeah, we know what to expect.
Yeah, probably less fun plot-wise, but...
With Ivan leading you and you're already familiar with this area, at least for the moment, you're going to move through this forest at a faster pace than normal, and you don't need to reconnoiter. It takes you 1 day to move back the way you came, up into the forest by the lake and where that huge 500-foot tall tree is. And then it takes you another day to move. Do you want to continue north from here and explore this hex to the north that you haven't been to yet? Or do you want to continue northwest the way you came?
I think we should go north because we don't want the following walking through, like, that is a wide, empty plain, and we don't necessarily. If the one above us is more forested, then that seems safer for the following to walk through. So I think we should go that way to see what's there, and if it would be better for the following to go that way.
I think that is a fair argument.
That's a very good point.
As long as we don't pick up another side quest. Yikes.
You head north into this hex that you haven't explored yet. You reach the river, and you know on the other side of this river there's a way marker, but you have to cross this river. How are you going to cross this river?
How deep is it?
It looks like it's maybe 5 feet deep. You want to just swim?
I don't know if Lou can.
How fast is the current?
You're probably pretty buoyant, really. We could maybe make a raft out of you.
Yes, very dignified. Just
Thanks,
how
Zed.
Lou wants to be treated by his friends.
Zancath at least could probably use you as a raft, you know.
Oh, wait a second. What's going to happen
Is
to, what's going to happen to poor Grifka?
Grifka?
Yeah.
Is the river quick moving or?
The river is not moving really quick. It's just a fairly gentle river.
So could we, just craft a raft?
Sure.
Yeah, there's woods around.
Yeah. I'm going to cut down a tree and just strap a couple bits of trunk together and float across.
Yes.
Yeah, let's.
All right,
let's,
somebody
let's
give me a
Kontiki this
crafting
thing.
check.
Okay, here's the big question. I got a +10 in crafting. Anybody have better?
I have a +2.
I have a -1.
I'm a +8.
Okay.
It's all you.
I can survival this raft, but I can't craft it.
Someone could aid.
Do you want to try to aid me?
26.
Critical success on aiding, so that's +2.
Cool. So that is... Well...
And what did Zancath get?
Zancath got a natural 1 for a total of 13.
Okay, this
The
raft
tree
looks
falls on me.
+2.
this raft looks great. It looks solid, and you're all very confident in it.
Yeah.
Ivan's done a good job, and Zancath, you've strapped these planks together.
Did so good.
You get out about to the middle of the river, and you realize that this tree you cut down was actually rotten on the inside, and as water fills it, it starts to sink.
Uh-huh.
And as a group, you are all forced to try to swim to shore as quickly as you can. Everybody give me an athletics check.
Okay.
This is gonna be good.
30.
Wow, okay. So, Ivan, you have a critical success. I'm going to let you choose someone to help.
Ivan, help! I don't think I can swim. With a 7.
I think bones sink.
And what did Aklep get?
Aklep got a 16.
Zancath?
21.
And Grifka?
Grifka also got a 16.
Okay. So, Lou, you are sinking to the bottom. You are just apparently not made for swimming.
I don't have any fats.
Fortunately, with that critical success, Ivan is able to help you. However, there is a consequence. You're going to lose something from your inventory.
Oh no!
I'm going to let you decide which one it is. Do you want to lose your dagger? Do you want to lose your sling? Or do you want to lose 5 gold pieces?
I'm gonna go with 5 gold pieces because I feel like there's not a lot of shopping to be done anyway. Easy come, easy go.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
that feels like a good call. Though I think daggers are probably standard, but yeah, why not the gold?
Okay, so you lose 5 gold in the river. But you make it to the other side, and you all drag yourselves up onto the shore, soaking wet. Grifka looks furious, even more than usual, and once Grifka walks up onto the shore, he flames up again, and the water evaporates in a cloud of steam.
So sorry, could have sworn that tree was sound. I've got to say that was the first time I've made a raft, so honestly it's not a surprising turn of events, but I'll do better next time.
Yeah, pretty good for your first
So
try.
you reach the other side of the river.
It's fine. Aklep is shivering.
You reach the other side of the river. There's a way marker here on the north bank of this placid lake. Waymarker's handprint points toward the big mountain in the center of the valley. And the 5-star constellation depicted on it is Atakal, which is... I'll let somebody make a religion check if they want to know what Atakal is.
How do you spell Atukal?
Atakal. Atakal.
Aklep got a 30 on his religion check.
Atakal is the legendary cave that birthed the goddess Fendara, the mother of all, who gave birth to people, and some people believe gave birth to other deities. But Atakal is the cave of her creation. And I should note here about these waymarkers, there's some text in here that I don't think I ever pointed out about these. I never gave you a very thorough description. Each waymarker is actually a 12-foot tall, 3-foot square pile of stones topped by a metal ring.
Oh.
A flat stone disc carved with constellations is set in the ground on the waymarker's south side. And when you view this disc at night, the pole star, Sinashur, is centered in the ring. And the disc and waymarker enable a traveler to quickly determine north, regardless of skill, time, or weather.
That's cool.
If you put together the waymarkers that you've looked at so far, you realize that these waymarkers each point the way to the next waymarker.
Yeah.
It's a constellation, like a message? There's a cave this way?
Are you asking me?
I don't think we know that yet.
Yeah.
What?
Aklep will just share what he knows about Atukal.
All right.
Although we have been that way. I don't know that we saw a cave.
We have, but I don't think we did a ton of exploring there, so I don't know.
Wait, is it? Didn't you say it's pointing towards the northeast, towards the big mountain?
Toward the big mountain.
Yeah, was the northeast one revealed for us based on the exploration of the Crusaders?
That's right, yes.
Okay, so we haven't been there.
No.
Well, so that clip will share.
Might be a cave that way.
Okay. So you have now crossed the river. You are leaving the hex where the river and the lake and the giant tree were. And now you're entering that next hex to the north. And there's a branch of the river that feeds into that lake, actually feeds into the river and then feeds into the lake. There's a river tributary here that actually flows through this hex that you're entering now. However, as you enter the hex, the fertile ground with the tall grass and the trees becomes brown and dead as you enter a more, not quite a desert-like area, but a more barren area. And the entire area looks as though it had somehow been, maybe not burned, but something has affected it. I would like someone to make a religion check, or a perception check,
I'll do perception.
or a survival check.
I'll do perception.
Aklep did a religion check, and it was a 22.
Okay, so Aklep got a 22. What did Lou get?
25.
And Zancath did a perception check. We'll come back to Zancath.
Okay.
Lou and Aklep, you both realize that this area has been affected by the corruption of a demon. And as you approach this North River tributary, you come upon an area that shows signs of having been used by humanoids of some kind. There are some old, unused trails. But even stranger is, near the river is a sphere of darkness. Just a black sphere sitting by the river. And again, Aklep and Lou, you realize this has something to do with corruption by a demon. There is just this permanent sphere of complete darkness. No light enters it.
How big is the sphere?
Hold on just a moment.
He pops up a map. It's going to be bad.
It is a 20-foot diameter sphere. In fact, Lou, if you want, I'd let you make an Arcana check.
Lou does want. Lou wants to know how quickly he should be running away from this thing, but he got a 14.
Pretty quick, I'm going to say.
14. This is a darkness spell of some kind, but you're not sure what level it was cast at, what rank it was cast at. It must have been pretty powerful, but the strange thing is that it just seems to be permanent. It just seems to be sitting here. And Zancath, as you look around this area, you realize that this was some kind of campsite, but it hasn't been used in a long time, maybe a century. Of course, you don't know what's inside the sphere.
Nope.
Darkness.
I'm going to suggest that we continue moving quietly around this very spooky sphere. I don't think anyone has been around in a while, but I don't like it.
Blue nods.
All right, so you're going to try to sort of stealthily move around the sphere?
Yes. Because
I would say back away until it's out of sight and then go around it.
we're going to have to go across a river then. We saw how that went.
Do we see that if maybe the river ends somewhere downstream?
We do have to check this whole hex out, don't we?
You do need to reconnoiter the hex, that's right.
Like the reconnoitering part, so we're going to walk around anyway.
Yeah, how far into the hex are we when we reach this creepy sphere?
You're maybe, I don't know, a third of the way in. It's by the river.
Yeah. I think we sneak around and go
Zancath
north.
suddenly stops mid-sentence. And just stands there.
Uh-oh. Wait, what? Why?
And all of you are watching her, and she just stands there, staring at the black sphere.
All right, Zancath, let's make a white for Zancath.
Zancath, you, of course, don't realize that you're just standing there, because
Okay.
you suddenly have a vision,
Ooh.
and you feel something coming from that pendant around your neck.
Oh, no.
Ah.
It's finally come back to... I knew it was going to happen eventually.
In this vision you're experiencing, you are walking through a crowd of people, a crowd of humans, and you're a human. And you walk through this crowd of admiring, grateful people toward a stone, a tall stone, a black stone that spews shadows into the sky. And as you walk, the people in the crowd offer you comfort and thanks, and they are in tears. They seem both ecstatic and really upset. And you feel that although you're making a tremendous sacrifice, and this will be really difficult for you, you must be doing the right thing. And you know that you're strong enough to survive this, and this is the only way to save your people. And as you approach this tall stone spewing shadows into the air, something comes into you, into your body, and suddenly you awake, and you're free to move around again.
Oh, dear.
You now have, at least for 24 hours, resistance 5 against negative damage.
Oh.
Blink twice if you're there.
I...
Oh, you're back.
That was strange.
Was that, Mike, was that so fast we couldn't notice?
Yeah, from your perspective, she just was frozen for a few seconds, and then suddenly came to. She just stopped mid-sentence, and then suddenly came to. Zancath, you feel like you've been going through some kind of ceremony for several minutes now.
Are you sick?
Does that, like the area that I was walking through in the vision, feel like this area, or...
Yes.
Okay.
Did you eat bad rations?
I don't think so. I mostly ate what you guys ate. Do I feel like this is related to the necklace?
Yes, you do feel
Okay.
like it's related to the necklace. And in fact, you still feel like your necklace is somehow related to the next thing that happens, which is, as you're standing here by the river and near this sphere, two strange, shadowy black shapes come out of the river by the sphere, and making strange hissing and ghostly noises, they move toward you in a clearly hostile manner. And we'll find out how many of you they kill in 2 weeks.
Oh, no.
Oh boy.
Thanks for listening to Tales of Bob. You can help the podcast by giving us a 5-star review on Apple Podcast or Spotify, by following us on Blue Sky, Facebook, and Instagram at The House of Bob, or by chatting with us on Discord. And most of all, by supporting us on Patreon. That's at patreon.com/thehouseofbob. This show is possible due to all our patrons who get one-shots, commentary, and other cool stuff. You can also listen to the House of Bob podcast, which, unlike Tales of Bob, is not clean, but is a lot of fun, with campaigns in different systems such as D&D, Pathfinder, The Sprawl, Frontier Scum, and more. Art for this episode, audio production, and music are by Mike. Thanks again for listening, and roll on.
I don't see it as an option.
It is such a rare item. It is not in-game.
If you just look up holy water?
No, there's nothing. There's a holy steam ball refill.
That sounds like a very fun drink I would regret having at a bar.
Yeah.
I just added it to your inventory, Zancath.
Where did you find it?
I went to the compendium browser and I searched holy water.
Well, maybe I'm just under consumables, and that's a problem. Whatever.
Yeah, it's not marked as a consumable for a reason.
That's the problem.
What's it marked as?
It's like a weapon.
Oh, sure.
It makes sense because anyway.
Nope. Get that out of my inventory. I see it there. Oh, no.
You don't want it?
Don't want it. Don't want it.
Very carefully, like borrows a glove from someone, takes it out.
I'm going to take a moment to read this because there's a
paragraph.
wall of stuff here, and for some reason I didn't reread this beforehand. So give me a moment to read this.
What, you mean you didn't prepare for all of the things? Wild.
Sadly not.
All right, while Mike is busy reading, let's start cheating. He's probably not paying attention to what we're saying.
No, it's fine.
I actually am going to take my headphones off.
Start cheating? I mean, I've been cheating this whole time.
If you haven't been, what have you been doing?
Also, I actually don't think I can use... I'm not sure if I can use a scroll of acid arrow because I think it says the spell must be on my... Wait, maybe that's not true. Yeah, it must appear on my spell list, but this thing is... I think it's primal or arcane, and I believe that my... what we call it, spellcasting tradition is divine. So I might have to trade that off to Aclep
later. Is primal or arcane?
I am
primal. You're primal. Yeah.
Yep. Okay, you can take that then. And you can just drag it. Apparently, you can just drag the spell into your inventory to turn into a scroll.
That's cool.
Yeah, when Foundry is good, Foundry is really good.
When it's not, it's really not.
You know, it's the dragging and dropping thing is pretty inconvenient. There's a lot of that happens. But once you got that, it's okay.
All right. So...
Josh isn't here.
Oh, okay, that's fine. I'm going to read this one more time then. Good, because there's a lot
He's
of...
also level 17.
Oh, what?
Yeah, we double-checked our character sheets. I'm not sure how you didn't notice, but it's definitely legitimate. Don't worry about it.
All right, well...
For sure, fine. Don't think about it.
Josh knows the game better than I do.
Well, you know... We knew something would happen in the hex. Something happens in every hex, apparently.
Yeah,
We gotta stop exploring these things.
I think almost every hex has something interesting in it, which is great, because the last map was just hex after hex of nothing.
Well, book one was just the tutorial.
Yeah, but we're piling up side quests right now. It's insane. It's so much.
Good news is if these things kill us, no more side quests.
That's true.
God.
I mean, just side quests in a different game at that point.
That's true. Side quest, find a new game to play.